My name's Bongani Musikavanu. In China, my Chinese name was Xie Bo-en because like they wanted to take the translation. Bongani means to be grateful. I started studying Chinese in middle school, in grade 7. There's so many things that make it challenging, like from the characters to like the tones. I'd say the most rewarding thing about the language is something that's only recently started to manifest, and that's like meeting people, talking to people, and having like those exciting moments that you wouldn't have had if you didn't know Chinese. Like there's been opportunities that I've had, and like moments and like kindness that people are willing to show me because they like this person is trying to learn my language. So that's been a really nice thing.
Hello, my name is Tristan Donaldson. I'm from a small island country in the Caribbean Sea called Jamaica. I had always been drawn to traditional Chinese culture, like particularly Confucianism, different philosophies like that from ancient China.
我第一次吃饺子，应该是我住在中国的时间。
So one of my favorite foods is 饺子 dumplings.
那个时候我觉得我不太喜欢这个种菜，但是我很快就发现了，这是我其中最喜欢的。
I already was attracted to China by the fact that being black would be like a thing, and I wanted to see what that really was like.
China did not really open up until really, several centuries ago. And before, there was kind of interaction with foreign governments and all that. But a lot of it's on the government level. For individuals, for normal people, they didn't get a chance to talk to foreigners. And whatever they learned about foreign cultures, and a lot of times it's through media, and the media's and the propaganda also was very, very limited, right? And also one-sided.
When I got to Huangshan, so you found that people from rural area of China, and so they would really, really get a kick out of the fact that I was black. There was just a line of people, and they were all wanting to take a photo of me, and I loved it. I was like, this is me being famous. So I got a kick out of it too, and I would try to give them conversation, answer questions like, 这是真的吗？你的皮肤是真的吗？ After months of that, right, you can start to definitely see the downside of isolation and seclusion. Every day without missing a beat, you're reminded of the fact that you're different.
I feel like the discrimination that goes on in China towards foreigners stems more from ignorance. It's from a lack of exposure.
How can you blame someone, coming from for example, from a poor country, poor countryside who doesn't know anything about the outside world? I mean, when he or she says certain things very offensive, I mean, it's harder to really say, let's sit down and let me tell you more about this. It's not easy. Education is definitely the foundation, but it's also a lot more about that, because the highly, highly educated people can be extremely racist.
The one moment that I think stuck out in terms of how aggressive the moment was when we pulled up as a squad, like to a club, and this guy stopped me at the back of the group and let the rest of my friends in. They were all Chinese. We all had the same code, the entrance code, to get in for free. My friends came back and they were upset. They argued with him, and we went to a little shop and they were like, that's so messed up. And then my friend was heated. It was a tough, weird moment, but then I realized that actually the positive in that moment was bigger than the negative. I had friends that were willing to fight for me and back me up in that moment, which was really cool. But it was still a weird, kind of sucky moment.
China, it's opening up more and more, so I'm curious to know what the social circumstances of othering and racism and things like that will be 50 years from now.
For me, it's not about criticizing anybody. It's about having a open communication.
The one time I was just bored outside of school one day. I went to go sit on a bench, and in Shanghai they have people who clean the streets. It was an older gentleman, came sit right next to me. We didn't say anything. I just offered him some food, he offered me some food, and we were just chilling. people who would never have ever hung out in their entire lives because he's a Chinese person. I was born in Africa. Like, it's by God, by some weird chance that we happen to be sitting on the same bench. But that was a really meaningful and powerful interaction. There's those moments that really outshine those dark and confusing moments. And it makes those moments that much more important. That's why I wanted to learn the language and interact with the people.